In the same way, a man getting ready to sail on the raging sea will call for help from a piece of wood that is not as strong as the ship he is about to board. Someone designed the ship out of a desire for profit, and a craftsman built it with skill. But it is your care, O Father, that steers it. You give it a safe path through the waves of the sea. People may go to sea even if they have no skill, because you can save them from any danger. It is your will that the things you have made by your wisdom should be put to use, and so people can cross the sea in a boat and come safely to land because they trust their lives to that small piece of wood. This was how it was in ancient times when a proud race of giants was dying away. The hope of the world escaped on such a boat under your guidance and left the world a new generation to carry on the human race. A blessing was on Noah's wooden boat that allowed righteousness to survive, but a curse is on an idol made by human hands. A curse is also on the one who makes it, because he works on this perishable thing and then calls it a god. Ungodly people and these ungodly things they make are equally hated by God, who will punish both the things made and the people who made them. And so God's judgment will fall on pagan idols, because even though they are made from something God created, they became horrible things that trap the souls of foolish people. Sexual immorality began when idols were invented. They have corrupted human life ever since they were first made. Idols have not always existed, nor will they exist forever. It was human pride that brought them into the world, and this is why a quick end has been planned for them. Once there was a father who was overwhelmed with grief at the untimely death of his child. So he made an image of that child who had been suddenly taken from him. He then honored a dead human being as a god and handed on secret rituals and ceremonies to those who were under his authority. As time went on, this ungodly custom became stronger. Finally, it became law, and idols were being worshipped at the command of powerful rulers. When people lived too far away to honor a ruler in his presence, but were eager to pay honor to this absent king, they would imagine what he must look like, and would then make a likeness of him. The ambitious artist who made these likenesses caused this worship to spread, even among people who did not know the king. An artist might want to please some ruler, and so he would use his skill to make the likeness better looking than the actual person. Then people would be so attracted by the work of art that the one whom they had earlier honored now became the object of their worship. So all this became a deadly trap, because people were grieving, or under royal authority, would take objects of stone or wood and give them the honor reserved for the one God. One thing led to another. It was not enough to be wrong about the knowledge of God. They lived in a state of evil warfare, but they were so ignorant that they called it peace. They murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices. They no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery, or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. Everything was a complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, sexual perversion, broken marriages, adultery, and immorality. The worship of idols, whose name should never be spoken, is the beginning and the end, the cause and the result of every evil. People who worship them lose control of themselves in ecstasy, or pass off lies as prophecies, or live wickedly, or break their word without hesitation. They tell lies under oath and expect no punishment, because the idols they put their trust in are lifeless. but punishment will finally catch up with them for two reasons. First, they were in error about God when they worshipped idols, and second, they had so little regard for holiness that they made false statements to deceive people. When unrighteous people commit sin, they will be hunted down, not by the power of whatever thing they swear by, but by the punishment that sinners deserve.